Frick, you have to first, so why don't you throw down our 100 here. $31. Okay, this is a interesting question here. Let me see if I can get something supplemental information for this one. Okay, so the question is, what stereotypical group role do you feel like your character plays in the party? So, for example, things like, you know, the mom of the group, the mess, the comic relief, the stuff like that. Can kind of be whatever you come up with for that. But thinking of like stereotypical like friend group dynamics, what do you feel like your person is thus far?
I would hope the comic relief.
One would hope.
Oh, for sure you are.
Can we pick like a certain vocabulary prompt, like what's your Ninja Turtle, or it's always sunny? Like what?
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think Sunny would be a good one. Sunny would be a good one. Okay, in the context of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I hope you all know at least somewhat about this.
I didn't want to narrow it down that much, but one of those like primary color character kind of situations, or like what's your Seinfeld, fit in
All
there.
I'm gonna say is I have a bleached asshole.
Yeah, that tracks.
Bro, I was bro down with Artemis till she was skinny. I swear to God.
Yeah, well, I think going the Sunny route is a good one.
I mean, I'm just
haven't
gonna
watched
say
it, sorry.
that Maz is probably
Feel free to pick
closest to
Ninja
Charlie.
Turtles or Sex in the City.
That works. Or whatever other somewhat well-known show full of character tropes
also
that you prefer.
Example, Seinfeld or any major musical, I guess.
Yeah, whatever you know.
I think if I'm going Sunny, Maz is probably Charlie.
You got to do all the dirty work.
She's the wild card.
Wild card, bitches.
Oh dear. All right.
Although now this makes me want to whip out some bird lawyer jokes. We'll see if it comes up.
Yeah.
You gotta do rock law.
Rock law. Yeah, rock laws. That's a rock fact.
No, what you got here? You got cats in your walls. You really want to get those out of there?
I mean, she does pretend to be a lot smarter than she really is.
You put a second cat in there, it's gonna draw the other one out.
Oh God. Yeah, that's pretty well. All right, Roz. What kind of character trope from something or other that do you feel like Roz is like?
Well, we're not super far in, so up to this point, I'd say she's kind of a George Costanza.
I
A
love it.
lot of things just get under the skin, but also life just kind of sucks.
Oh man. That's great. That's great. All right.
Grotus now.
Yep.
Grotus then would probably be like the Bender of our Futurama crew.
Okay. That checks.
Who, like, yeah, like, I need alcohol to fuel my power cells. Shut up, puny mortal. And for better or worse, has adopted Honker as like his orphan bot to be like the foil in his schemes.
All right, but so who's
But also orphan bot who will like stab you.
okay, but who's Flexo?
Grotus is the mom.
We haven't met Flexo yet.
That's true. We haven't met
That's
Flexo
true.
yet.
And in terms of It's Always Sunny, he'd be like Frank, where like he's
God.
only got a few years left and he's gonna get weird with it.
That also checks out pretty well.
Keep on, Grotus. How many shows can you do?
You get the feeling he doesn't really know your names all the way. He just gets you by vibe, and he just wants to be part of the scheme. He just wants to be included on the schemes.
I have felt from the beginning that Grotus doesn't actually know anybody's name but Honker.
Yeah, it's impossible to not know Honker's name. Everyone else is just kind of like hair and a voice.
Goblin 1, Goblin 2. I mean, really, it's their fault for looking exactly the same.
Right.
They are twins.
That is not our fault. That is our parents' fault.
How dare they?
One of them is slightly more tanned or burned from all the fire breathing, and the other one's a little bit more shifty.
Yeah, that tracks.
All right, and who are you going with? Going with Honker?
I told you I have a bleached asshole.
Oh, right.
So that totally works for Grotus being Frank.
Yeah.
We
I don't
had
know, that
one.
also kind of makes it awkward for Grotus being Frank, but okay.
Just make sure the dumpsters are not present behind Wendy's and everything will be
Make you feel like a Cobb salad.
Oh. Oh man.
You know, you realize like at this point now it's like destined that at some point like Grotus and Honker are going to have an argument about something Grotus does with a bot that he didn't appreciate.
I try to get real creative with it, and you know,
It's gonna be just the most inane thing at like the dinner table or something.
normally Honker's okay with me putting whatever at my ass, but then when I put Honker's favorite pop-up toy up there, suddenly
My toy carriage.
Your toy carriage.
he was cool with the Jack in the Box being in there until I let the Jack out of the box.
This just took a really weird turn.
It did. Oh dear. All right. So on that note,
Sorry.
what did we get up to last time?
There was a rap battle. That
There
much I remember.
was a rap battle. You are correct.
Somebody tried to step to us and they got served.
Indeed.
We investigated a farmhouse where there were some killer plants and then some methods behind the killer plants. Remains of some villagers and indeed things that would indicate probably the sheriff who was missing had been done in by these methods and these not awakened, but powerful plants.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed like they were all done at the behest of our crazy rat lady or somebody of her ilk. And we're going to take this information as quietly as we can into the middle of town and then figure out, I think we had arranged to get a meeting with like the head of the Druid Coven, and they don't meet with just anybody, but because I think we tracked down the whereabouts of the sheriff, the mayor would be willing, and the Druid would be willing to arrange a face-to-face.
Yeah. So
We also rescued that family that runs the mill.
correct. Yeah, and they had some interesting tales to tell you about some things they'd seen.
All right, there are some pathetic no-names who survived.
and evidently
To
some
be
sort
fair,
and
you
some
were pretty injured at that point, if I remember.
true. And also some sort of weird worm skinwalker shit going on that the family told you about.
Nobody likes skinwalkers.
But yeah, you guys head back into town. You had an impromptu street rap battle with some rivals from your old circus. But yeah, so yeah, the mayor, Jay Auer, he had, he's friends with Harlock, who runs the Hermitage of Blessed Light, and he was going to go, kind of do some errands and go try to talk to Harlock for you to get a meeting, just try to find out more about what's going on, because things seem to be pointing that way, but he's been friends with Harlock for years, and like he feels like he doesn't think maybe like Harlock's involved with it, but maybe there's something else going on there. So he was trying to do that, and I believe last I recall, when we got upended in the street by a rap battle, you guys were heading to the mayor to kind of hook up and see if he had any more info for you, or if he'd had the chance to talk to Harlock, or whatever else.
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
We ended pretty soon after the rap battle.
Yeah, it was like pretty much right after the rap battle, yeah.
It was a total freeze frame after our complete domination.
Alright, let me get the... Okay. Here's Aberton. So if you're going to the mayor's place, or well, just kind of the central hall of like the city, that would be the building with the kind of yellowy roof, with the larger building with the yellowy roof. It's vaguely T-shaped on the upper part of town, just below that field. It's kind of the city hall type offices. So you guys make your way across town over to kind of the city offices here, and as you guys come up to the door, it doesn't seem to be much activity around right now, and the door is locked. So supposedly, mayor might still be out, something like that. You don't see anybody. Don't seem to see anybody inside. The lights there aren't any like candles or anything lit inside.
Did we expect him to be here at this time?
There wasn't like a particular time frame that he had like given you. Like he, had mentioned that, like that was like, I think it was earlier, but yeah, it was earlier this morning, that you had run into him at the circus tent, and he'd heard about what happened, and he'd mentioned, he gave you like some places to check around, see if you get some more information, and you guys have kind of spent the day going down, and you went down to the pub down the south end of town, and the barn, and the rap battle. So it hasn't been like a super long amount of time. Let me double check.
Several hours, but same day.
Yeah, several hours, but same day. Let me double check the area around here. So like the Hermitage is like a little. It's a little bit of a walk out of town. So I mean, it's reasonable to assume that they might still be out there. So
Then I guess we head towards the Hermitage, or Grotus might drunkenly shout at somebody near the mayor's office, "Hey, where's what's his face?"
okay. So you kind of try to call out to some nearby people. People are passing by in the streets. Going to market, whatever, things like that. Seeing if anybody happens to have heard anything from the mayor. And kind of a passerby, random Everton villager dude says, "Well, I heard he was going over to the Hermitage. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still out there." It's kind of funny. We haven't seen. There's usually a cart from the Hermitage that comes and gets them supplies every week, but I don't think I saw them at the market this week, or even last week either. Actually, now that I think about it.
Alright, Hermitage is this way.
Oh, if you're heading to the Hermitage, it's off to the northeast of town a little ways. If you kind of follow the paths, it'll get you there. It's kind of hard to miss. It's built into a cliff right at the edge of the sea. It's been there for ages and ages and ages. But yeah, just look for the big kind of blackened cliff by the sea, and you'll find it.
Alright, go the way we were already going. Cool beans, man. Peace be with you. Out.
All right. So you all kind of head to the northeast, kind of past the big top, and further beyond into the kind of area surrounding Averton, the more kind of forested areas and kind of the open plains of the Isles here. And as you're heading this way, like you've gone past the big top, you're kind of going across some kind of open plains that go on for a little bit before kind of heading into some forest and getting near the coast. And as you're coming through these, this is all like fairly tall grasses and things around the road here. It's all just pretty kind of wild and grown over, trees dotting here and there. You hear some rustling in the grass to the east of you.
Uh-oh, there's pocket monsters in the tall grass. Grotus is gonna pull out his nunchucks and say, "Show yourself, you little limp dick piece of shit, come on."
So you call this out to the grass here. And there we go. As you kind of call out this insult, this kind of quick burst of flame kind of shoots out of the grass into the air, and then kind of splats onto the ground by your feet here, and you hear this kind of thick voice call out, "Who are you calling limp dick, you lily-livered bitch?" And Victor Volcano, who was one of the performers that you kind of pretty resoundingly rap battled in the street, kind of saunters out of this grass here, accompanied by what appears to be some kind of construct. It's a kind of a medium size, and it has, I believe, an image here. And you've seen these. You've seen these before. They were around Mistress Dustlight's carnival quite a bit. This is a mechanical carny. from Mistress Dusklights. They're often used for a variety of purposes around the circus. But it seems that Victor Volcano has brought along one of these as a bit of backup to this fight. And as he pops out of the grass here, and you're coming towards you, you can definitely tell he seems a bit miffed by the showing in the street earlier, and he's kind of strutting in your direction and kind of pulling his sleeves up his arms, kind of cracking his knuckles a bit, and kind of making a beeline directly at you, Grotus.
Okay, so Gross is going to put his nunchucks away, and without Victor Volcano really noticing, he's going to assume his stumbling stance,
Okay.
which again just kind of mimics the drunken, swaying, loose-muscled posture of a drunk man.
Okay.
Deceptively so, but still with all of the benefits of it. And he says, "Look, man, you put on a good show. It's all part of the business, and I never, I never fuck with anybody who's part of the traveling show lifestyle. We're family as far as I'm concerned, even though you're a far inferior cousin. What's with the toy box?"
When did Grotus become Scottish?
The exact moment he fucking felt like it. And it'll be over just as soon. Victor Volcano is just confused.
So Victor, he's like, "Still a useless drunk as ever, aren't you, Grotus? Well, see, that hasn't changed after you left Dusklights."
Hey, he's not useless.
I can be used as a bad example.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you certainly set a fine bad example for the rest of you lot in this Wayward Wonders farce. Seems
Yeah,
you've all
says the
learned bad
loser
lessons
pays.
well, it seems.
Says
Hey,
the
remember
loser
we did
pays.
your ass.
He's just loving all of it. He's just like soaking it up. Yeah, the goblins are just shouting at him like, "Fuck off, we kicked your ass already."
Well, that may be, but it is whoever lives to tell the story that, gets to tell the tale, really. And he kind of...
I hear what you're saying, and I have one thing to say before I go. I trust you that you mean to end my life, and that's a solemn thing that you mean to do, and I appreciate that. But I have one solid ask. As one tattooed liver man to another tattooed man of life, man of death. We've both stared death in the eye, hard as a rock, and never broke eye contact, haven't we?
Aye, we have.
And we know that the truth of our art and the truth of our life is written upon our body with needle and blood.
True.
And it may be that you could snuff my life out like a volcano snuffs a seagull when it erupts. And it may be I'll stomp you like a drunken man stomps over another drunken man on his way home to see that man's wife. So I've only one ask, and you can say it as one tattooed badass to another. Look upon this tattoo. Give it its mirror image. I know you won't take one of my tattoos for your own, but make its mirror image, its opposite, its converse upon your body, and remember Grotus. If only as a mark of who you stomped, if not as a mark of respect, but as a mark of pride. It's tattooed here, on my weakest spot behind my leg. So, roll perception.
Okay.
Him to look at one of the tattoos that's on the back of my knee.
Okay.
And that's going to lead him to take a Muay Thai flying knee to the nose. If deception succeeds.
All right. Let's do it.
Can I aid him?
Sure. How are you aiding him, Honker?
No, not that tattoo. It's too important.
I think what I would be like, wait, didn't you say? And then I'll be like, oh, wait, yeah. No, this one, and you kind of try to throw him off, but I'm too stupid to really do it all that well. I'm not great at deception. But
Okay.
I'll try to.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And see, and I forget. The aid adds like what? It's like a.
You basically, if you can roll 10 or higher, you add +2 for
Okay.
aiding.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was fine with the 21, but it's still just fine with the 23. We'll say that passes.
So then he's going to get a stumbling strike to the bridge of his nose. I would say flat-footed.
Okay.
And it just so happens that stumbling strikes have the backstabber trait, which means they do +1 damage and +1 precision damage to flat-footed enemies.
Okay. Here, let me show him in the tracker here, just so you can roll the damage on that. Should be in there, I believe. Let me know if he isn't.
I see male human fire breather. Yeah.
That's him.
That's him. All right. So I wrote it in there as fist, but it's actually stumbling strike.
Okay.
I'm going to put the modifier 1 on for the backstabber thing because I don't have that automated yet, but I'm going to see if I can put the trait on it later.
Cool.
You could add a backstabber spell with the effect DMG +1 or DMG 1.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, there you go. All right. So you throw out this kick and catch him pretty squarely in the nose. And and pretty much like kind of knock him backwards into this mechanical carny. Which seems to, I mean, kind of on a closer look on this carny, like it seems a little battered as it was. There's some sparks.
I forgot Grotus has 5 HP left. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys are hurting a little bit from your barn escapades. Just so you're aware. But you knock him backwards into this mechanical carny, which is already kind of intermittently sparking and making concerning noises sometimes. And kind of bowls it over onto the ground, and kind of begins sparking a bit more profusely. And Victor kind of pulls himself back up, kind of spitting profusely, and getting spitting profusely. There's blood like draining, coming out of his nose and kind of going over his kind of mustache and goatee. You can see he looks at you, Grotus, and you can see in his eyes that he is furious and also just absolutely humiliated at the same time. Like
you mad, bro?
Like it's almost like you can see like you. And like you've seen a lot of shit in your life, Grotus, and you've seen a lot of the kind of low parts of life, and this is a look of someone who knows that they're gonna get whooped if they try, but boy, did they really, really fucking want to try, just for the sake of whatever scrap of fucking pride they have left in themselves. But he picks himself back up and he kind of looks at you with this look that you're kind of almost all too familiar with, and he kicks the mechanical carney in the side with. And you can almost kind of feel like the fury in this kick. At least this mechanical carney is something he can whoop on that can't fight back. Perhaps that's why it's kind of so fucked looking in the first place. But he kicks this thing, and it kind of lets off a few more sparks, and he just kind of glares at you and kind of slinks back into the grass. And as he leaves, he says, Dusklight's gonna hear about this in your little fucking carnival. You bit my ass. And he just kind of slinks away into the grass. And kind of leaves this mechanical carney kind of lopsided in the road, just kind of sparking and looking rather pathetic.
Dude needs to find some zen.
Did he just threaten to tell his mommy on us?
I think he fucking did.
Hey, Psychex. This is
Wow, that's pretty
this is
sad.
a Pathfinder campaign with a few people that I know.
I wander
Big
over and
horn song.
take a closer look at this like sparking construct.
Sure. Right, so you kind of head over to this construct here, and and Honker, you're somewhat familiar with these as well. They had these at Dusklights. These are purely like mechanical constructs. Like they don't really have any sort of intelligence to them. Things like that. Not like yourself. They are just kind of mindless machines that were often used to kind of run sideshow stuff and things at Mistress Dusklight's carnival, or being subjects of just kind of various kind of carnival games with the patrons that would come. There's a few different varieties of one. This one seems to have come from some sort of sideshow thing with kind of boxing or punching involved. But yeah, this thing has seen some better days. Especially considering however they got this out here to this island where you guys are, along with whatever problems Victor Volcano has been taking out on it. It seems pretty close to just being useless. Not without some serious mechanic work on it.
I can finish breaking it. Honker, do you speak its poppet language?
I just kind of look up at Grotus and shake my head a little bit. We don't have any language.
So Grotus is going to attempt to use this moment to tend wounds
Okay.
on himself, which would be the normal amount of 10 wounds, but it also involves he's got to take a huge piss, and it's going on this sparking thing, because that's got to be fun. You don't just pee in the middle of nowhere. There's got to be like a stick or a lump or a stump or something to pee onto, and this thing is the best around.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I guess he actually can't do that because he's not trained in medicine. So he just rolled to take a piss and he failed. Then he did it on himself a little bit, I guess.
When the pee came right back on you.
Anyway, he's got 5 health
He is
points.
drunk.
He's just struggling. He's just doing the best he can.
Yeah. So yeah, you got a little bit on the thing, but it is metal, and so there's a bit of ricochet action on it. So that part wasn't taken into account very well in the whole equation.
Little splashback.
Little
and
splashback.
A little drop landed on your lip.
I was trying to fucking spell my name, but I flew too close to the sun.
So Honker like kind of feels like a little bit of warped camaraderie with this like little construct thing. So like he's
Okay.
like trying to like take the broken arm and like push it back in and like kind of jumping away from the sparks
Mm-hmm.
because they're really scary to him.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really react very much. The arm, you try to kind of shove this back up in to the one kind of latch for it on that side there. Whatever was supposed to kind of hold it in to release the spring action appears to have been fairly bent at some point and does not hold it very well. And a few seconds after you kind of push it back in there, it not even with like any much spring force, it just kind of goes like and just kind of comes back out and like lands on the ground.
Grotus is trained in thievery, and he's just ready to pry this thing open and see if it's got any shiny doodads. Something's got to power this shit. He might just open it and see a bunch of nonsense that he can't make sense of and isn't worth carrying, but he's willing to like just pry the shit open. Maybe somebody left something in there.
Sure. So you. All right. So you kind of head up to this thing. It's not too difficult to get open, as there are already some, there's already some damage to it. Anyways, and you just kind of get your hands in there. If you have to, you can shove a nunchuck in there as a lever and just kind of. And you manage to kind of pry it open. The interior, it is mostly like a mix of kind of various gears of sizes and kind of clockwork mechanisms, like kind of what is it? Those wind up springs you see in like clocks and stuff like that. Nothing too particularly of note, just a variety of metal pieces. A lot of which seems somewhat cheaply made. You do note, but aside from just the the metal itself, nothing particularly of note.
All right, I guess then onward towards the Hermitage, unless anybody can spare me a hit point or.
Yeah, some of you are looking a little rough.
I guess when we get there,
realizing that I had talked to you about changing my cantrips and never did.
That's right, you were. If you know which one you were wanting to change that to,
I don't.
You don't.
I need to
wasn't perhaps heal party.
It was a
Because that'd be great.
It was a healing one, because that's why it kind of came up, because I realized one of mine was kind of useless.
Well,
but I haven't looked to see which I can learn.
Let's take a look. Level.
So Honker, he walks up to Grotus and like kind of wraps his arms around Grotus's leg, and then wraps his legs around Grotus's leg and like licks him a little bit.
What is going on tonight?
I didn't realize that Honker had a tongue, but I guess kind of.
Yeah, I'm not entirely.
Is that the
sure
sound of typing? I
that.
hear like you're writing the canon like Honker has tongue now.
It's unsanded, so it's like a cat's tongue.
Okay, it's like a wooden tongue. All right.
Yeah, and then he lets go and he kind of pats Grotus and he's like, "There, you'll be better." And he'll use his last focus to soothe and heal for 8 there.
I'm hurting, but I'm glad to do that to Grotus, because that was weird.
Let me see.
You're a good lad.
Maz just looks at Braz and is like, "I love you, but not that much."
I appreciate that. Please don't lick me.
Alright, I'm looking up. Checking the cantrips. Here. Archives and Nephis wants to load.
Why would it load?
So then I'm Honker. I'll walk over to Roz and kind of poke her and say, You look hurt. I can help you.
Are you gonna lick me, Honker?
No?
Okay then.
It might hurt me a little bit, okay? And part of me might be inside of you.
Wait, what are you gonna do?
It's great.
You know what? Fuck it. Do what you're gonna do, Honker.
So he'll like poke the wound a little bit
Yeah.
and use Spirit Link
Mm-hmm.
for her. And he'll use that for a couple rounds. Let's say. So it heals her for 2 and damages me for 2. So I'll heal her for 8, and then I'll take 8 damage.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Honker. You're all right.
Yeah, like he does that. Like he kind of pokes around and the wound heals up, but then like a similar one opens up on Honker, but it's like kind of rotten wood. And then he like wanders away and he's like, no problem. And he's like kind of digging at it.
Hey, Honker, you got a joke for us?
He kind of turns and he scratches his head and he says, well, I heard one the other day. One of the beggars told me. Okay, let me think here. A guy is sitting at a bar and he looks and he sees a dog licking his nuts. And he turns to the bartender and he says, man, that's amazing. I would love if I could do that. And the bartender scratches his chin and says, well, go ahead. I'm sure you'd appreciate that very much.
Oh my god. Thanks, Honker. Now I'm healed flesh and soul.
Oh, man. All right. So, after these escapades here in the field, you guys eventually, the path, it's fairly well worn. It's been here a while. The Hermitage has been here a while. Doesn't seem to get like a whole lot of traffic. You mostly notice like there's these kind of cart ruts along this pretty much all the way. I mean, at least from what you heard in town, supposedly there's a cart that comes from the Hermitage and gets them supplies and things from time to time. So you come out of this kind of little wooded area, and this whole time as you're kind of coming through the woods, you can kind of hear the crashing of waves getting louder and louder. And as you come out, you find that you are on this this decently wide ledge at the edge of the isle here. And below, a decent ways down, kind of off of a cliff, the sea kind of smashes into the rocks. And the area kind of smells strongly of salt. And above you kind of rises a fairly high cliff. There's like a 50-foot high cliff on this side of this kind of almost small mountain rock formation thing at this edge of this aisle, and much of it is blackened in various spots. You're not quite sure from what. Like it almost has the appearance of as if like the rock was like burned or something at some point. There's just these like large black streaks all over it. And ahead of you, you see two structures that are like built right up to the rock face. One of them looks to be a fairly ornate stone building, and the other appears to be a pretty weathered wooden-looking shed to the north of it. Let me get the map for you guys here. And share. There you go.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the building right to the west of you is kind of the larger stone building, and then the wooden kind of shed-looking building to. Okay, let me unlock the tokens here. There we go.
I'm afraid I can only see my token.
Oh.
You need to turn it so the dynamic lighting is working. It's
There we go.
you need to like there's one of the things you gotta click. It's like the light bulb one, I think. That should keep the dynamic lighting and make it so that you don't. It's acting like it's dark outside, essentially, and only let most of the dark vision see.
Oh, I see.
Well, now I can't see it all.
I know.
There you go.
I'm clicking through some options.
I can kind of see now, but I can also see the whole dungeon.
Oop.
I can't like the fog of war is gone off of it is what happened. All black. See the whole dungeon.
I can see myself in some grayed out stuff.
Yeah, the grayed out part is that's what I mean.
Oh, okay. But
It's not blacked out like it should be.
Can you? Oh, I see what you mean. So it's got like a. Okay.
I see nobody else.
I don't know why this is always a little bit fucky. Let's see.
That looks different, and I see other people.
Okay. Would probably also.
Ooh, I like that. There's color now.
Okay,
Yes.
that shows
Yeah,
everything.
it's like a weather
There's
map.
no color now.
Okay.
Color's back. I like that.
That's
It may
Ooh,
be
it's
you
you.
did something and we accidentally saw it all, so it won't let us unsee it. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
I found
whatever.
this-
It's okay.
I seem to be only seeing things that are in my line of sight. They're like closed doors and dark things. I can only see like a one peninsula of lit area.
That's all you should see.
Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing just what I should see.
Okay. So.
And don't worry about me. I will only see what I should see as well.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not like super concerned about if you can see stuff. Okay, so
I won't. I'm gonna cheat.
oh, okay. Thanks, Moz, for your honesty.
At least she's honest.
All right. So, you also notice there are like kind of way up to the north of this kind of little cliff face, kind of northeast of the shed. There's these kind of toad, like decently large, like toad creatures that are hanging out over there. They seem to be snacking on seagulls that get too close to them. Like as you're watching them, you see like like a seagull coming up from the sea, and as it passes by like one of these like big toad things, its tongue and just yoinks seagull out of the sky. And there's kind of a nasty crunching sound and some bird distress. they seem to be chilling over there. The ground over in that direction almost seems a bit shiny. You assume from frog goop.
Don't tell me what I assume.
Fair enough. You don't assume anything, but the ground's shiny over there. That's kind of funky.
Hey, what's up there, tow people? What y'all eating?
They don't really pay you any attention, Grotus. They don't seem to understand your speech. But they do understand that seagulls taste good.
Well, I think they're just vibing. They're not in our way, are they?
No. You just notice them up to the northeast of like the cliff. They're kind of you haven't really seen these kind of creatures around before. So they're kind of neat, but they're not like directly in your way or anything.
Right on.
Yeah, that seems cool. I mean, I don't fuck with seagulls, and they're eating them, so it's all good for me.
I think there's a... Oh yeah, there's a picture of you guys.
Oh boy.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah, they got big tusks.
Okay, leave them be.
All right. But yeah, other than these toad creatures snacking over there, you have these couple of buildings, and like I said, all of these seem to be like built into the cliff face, and like if there's any sort of entrances, it's these ones that are right in front of you here to the shed and to this larger building here.
Say we check the shed first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so you head over to the shed to the north, and you push on the doors, and they don't seem to be locked and open pretty easily. They kind of creak open. As you do so, some seabirds that are in the rafters kind of squawk a bit as you push open this door to the shed. In here, you see a fairly well-used cart and various crates that either have they look like kind of supply type crates stacked around. The cart itself doesn't look like it's moved in a bit. Like you especially notice there are some cobwebs kind of between some of the wheels and things. So it seems like it's been kind of resting here a bit. Which,
so the hermits have been hermiting.
Evidently, yeah. But more so than usual. At least according to that random passerby.
They needed a wagon, but now they don't.
But otherwise, it doesn't appear to be too much of interest in the shed.
All right, knock knock on the front door.
Okay. All right, so you head over to the front door of the Hermitage proper, and the front door of this is a very elaborately carved double door that depicts both forms of the deity Gazra, who as you've heard, is what this hermitage chooses to worship, and some of the symbols that you've seen in some of your recent activities are associated with them. With his forms, on the left door is a form of Gazra where he is like a sky god rising from a whirlwind with lightning in his hands, and on the right half of the door is a sea goddess surrounded by a whirlpool. The artisanship is quite impressive with the amount of detail that have been put into this here. Let's see. I think I actually have This isn't a picture of the door, but
The forms of Gazra.
yeah, the forms of Gazram. I don't know why it's saying it only shared to 2 of you.
I see it.
Yeah, I see it.
I got disconnected from.
Oh, yeah. I think I just saw quick. I think the internet might be. Okay, hold on. We'll give quick a moment.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. Looks like it might have kicked both of you and Bookworm out of Fantasy Grounds, though.
Yeah.
Here, we'll give you a sec. Yeah, load it back up. Oh, yep. There goes Bookworm. Well, while that's happening, and they're getting reconnected in here. But yeah. So the artisanship on this carved door is very impressive, and clearly very well taken care of over however long this hermitage has been here. And someone's raiding me. Hey, Steph. Welcome.
Come on.
There we go. Let me give
Uh-oh.
Steph a shout out here.
Uh-oh.
Pathfinder? Yeah, this is Pathfinder, Listrom. We are indeed. Pathfinder 2.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
We have the lovely logo here in the back behind all of these map layers I have open.
This is something.
I'm back.
Welcome
Sorry
back.
about that.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'll
Ow.
need the map once.
Yeah.
It's back in.
Oh, you're running Extinction Curse 2, Mistral. That's awesome.
Okay, I'm back in.
Welcome back. Okay, everybody's back. Things are reconnected. Okay, so cool door.
This is
You
so stressful.
you said you were like knocking on it, right, Gazram? Or not Gazram? Grotus?
I mean, we're more or less expected, right? And yeah, we knock. Hey guys, we're here.
Let's not inflate Grotus's ego anymore by comparing him to a god.
Grotus is already accidentally named after a god.
This is true.
Fair point. Fair point. So you knock. Oh, did we lose you again? Quick. You guys just disconnected at the same time.
Rip.
Rip indeed.
Ripperoni, bros.
So you knock on the door, Grotus, here, and there doesn't seem to be a response. Nobody comes to the door.
They're probably just sleeping.
No, open the door.
All right. So you go up to the door. It doesn't seem to be locked. It is fairly hefty, though. But with a solid, firm push, you manage to get this open. It's clearly been there quite a while. And inside, let me open the door here. There we go. Inside, you see a stone chamber, and like this is all, it's kind of still all of the stone here is kind of fashioned out of this kind of blackened stone that is most of the cliff face, it seems. And this chamber, it's kind of a small kind of plus shaped chamber. There are 4 columns. 2 of the columns are carved in the form of trees, and the other two are kind of carved into the form of coral and kind of other sea plant life type stuff. And there is a heavy green curtain hanging across the western end of this room, and there are a couple doors leading, one to the north and one to the south. All of you roll me a perception check real quick.
Can I get the map again?
Oh, right. Let me reshare the map for you two since your connection was coming back. There we go. We're not super far Mistral. We're still in the first, book of Extinction Curse. I think there's, 4 or 5 books?
6
usually. Or 6. Yeah, I can't remember how
So
many there are.
3 or 6 is what they do it in.
That's right. I think this one is 6, if I remember right. And so we're in the first book, 3rd-ish chapter, I believe, is where we are. So fairly close to the start. We started not that long ago, back in September. So just getting going. All right. So Honker, as you all kind of walk into this, it's fairly quiet, but Honker, you feel like you can hear somewhere in the distance some sort of cry for help and intermittently pain.
We'll walk in like, hello.
Your voice kind of echoes nicely here in this stone-carved room. Kind of bounces around a few times. Nice reverb effect going on in here. But no immediate response, it seems.
I'm looking for the storm people. Y'alls that live here. Harlax, Mayor Man.
The only thing that seems to respond is the green curtain on the western end of the room. Kind of moves a little bit in the breeze from the open door.
I see the door to the north and the south. Any difference between them?
These doors, they just appear to be fairly standard, wooden doors, heading to the north and south. Nothing particularly notable about them. Nothing like the front door, that's for sure.
I'll check out the southern door.
Okay.
Yeah.
You crack open this door to the south. It opens without any issue, and you find yourself in a kind of small storage room. This appears to be more of the kind of containers that you saw in the shed outside to the north. Most of this is fairly empty. The supply crates that are in here are opened and for the most part have been used. You see there is a wooden cask that is still half full-ish of salted pork, it seems, and then another wooden cask that is maybe half full-ish of mead. But other than that, the other ones that seem to have contained some sort of supplies are all empty. There's a few other ones that have some supplies like parchment paper and ink and things like that. But
how's the mead?
How's the mead? The mead is pretty decent. Back in town, one of the places that the mayor had mentioned to you guys, there was an apple orchard or not an apple orchard, that just an orchard that it has apples, but it has a few other fruits as well. But there's an orchard to the southwest part of Averton, And you guys are kind of looking on like the cask itself. You see like some markings or like some stamping from the orchard down there in the southwest part of town. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a kick to it. It's not like anything crazy strong, but you know, if you had a few nice mugs of it, you'd probably be feeling pretty nice. And the sweetness levels are quite good. It goes down easy, kind of a smooth brew.
Well, yeah, Brodus takes a swig, enough to keep off the shakes, and gets back on again.
All right.
Don't worry,
To
guys.
the-
I drink some anyway.
Northern door.
Northern dorm. Oops. There you go.
More stuff.
All right, the northern room here. This appears to be almost like a waiting room of sorts. It's fairly simply furnished. There's like a small table. There's a few chairs. The stone walls are mostly bare. There's like a small piece of artwork, another one depicting Gazra in their various forms. The furniture here doesn't look particularly comfortable, but there is a copper vessel filled with water in the middle of the table. But yeah, otherwise it almost appears like a waiting room.
Well, Gross is bored. He's going to go check out that tapestry.
Okay. All right. So you head over to the west, and you know this kind of thick green curtain kind of separates this kind of entrance area from further parts of the hermitage, and you kind of slide this to the side. You know, it's on some rings across the ceiling here, and behind it, here we go. There's a little bit more hallway. There's a few doors to the north and to the south, and then you also have a door in the far western wall that seems to lead deeper in, seemingly into the cliff itself, as the walls that are like immediately around that door are, you know, basically bare cliff face. You can see that there's been some things like kind of carved into the stone after a while, but like all of these other walls have been like kind of set, you know, stone that had been, you know, carved and then built into something. But this is like just the raw cliff, and this door is going into it. Everybody roll me another perception check. So with the curtain out of the way, all of you can now hear this kind of shouting for help, and like kind of some cries of pain that seem to be coming from the west. They're still fairly like muffled, but you all pick up on them at least a little bit. Braz not quite so much as everyone else. Braz, you're more of a you thought you heard it, like you heard it and you're like, wait, what? But Grotus and Honker, especially Honker, since you'd heard it before, you definitely heard it this time.
I think we should go see what that is.
Down west there.
Seems to be coming that way, yeah.
Then we got hustle that way.
All right.
If you got a safe word, say it now. He kicks in the door.
So you kick open this door to what lies beyond, and the door kind of flies open at your kick here, and the interior here is like all carved out of the stone. Like you're very clearly inside the cliff now. And as you do so, inside you see a trio of what appear to be members of the Hermitage, at least from what they are wearing. And they are standing over what appears to be Mayor Aber on the ground here. And they were in the process of kind of roughing him up on the ground when you kicked open the door here. And Jay Aber, he kind of calls out to you as he sees you come busting through the door, shouting about safe words. And he says, "Thank the gods you've come, they've..." And at the moment he says that, one of these Hermitage members, like, smacks him upside the head with, like, the butt end of this trident that he's carrying. And the mayor goes unconscious on the floor. And the three of these turn around in your direction, Grotus. Everybody go ahead and roll them up. Roll initiative. All right. It'd probably help if I.
Yeah.
Probably help if I got the guys that were in here in the tracker as well.
No.
That might be good.
Nah.
All right, let's get these guys on the map. Yep. Conquer, Maz. I assume you guys are probably up in here at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
We like to make you do all the work.
It's so hard moving all these little tokens around.
I know.
All right. So these three, these three humans, like they're all dressed in like the robes of the Hermitage, but some of them have tridents and some other kind of weapons and things. But they turn towards you, Grotus, and the rest of you. They're all kind of peeking out from behind the door here, and looks like we start at the top of the order with one of them here. And let's see, which one is that one? That one is the one in the back. So this one back here, he moves up in your direction here, Grotus. And he is carrying a trident and a shield. And he kind of comes at you with the shield kind of raised. He's kind of ducking behind it here, with this like trident kind of pointing out from around the edge of it. So, and he tries to jab at you. With this. Hits. Whew. Dealing 11 damage. Oh no. This is gonna be a spicy fight. I can tell that already. Jabs this trident at you, Grotus. Gets you pretty good with this jab. And then kind of retreats behind his shield here. Honker.
Honker will use chill touch on this human. It looks like I can see him from where I'm standing, yeah?
The one that's by Grotus, yeah. He's pretty much
Okay.
directly line of sight west, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Drop this.
Alright, they fail their save. All right. So you cast your chill touch here, and that kind of cold touch reaches out across here, getting right past you, Braz, and strikes this human here next to Grotus, hitting with a bit of damage here. Anything else, Conqueror?
Oh, I guess that's only 2 of my actions. I forget that in this urge. I will pull out my sling, and that'll be all my actions.
Okay. All right. That brings us to another one of these guys. He moves up kind of into the doorway here. And he just has a trident as well. And he tries to jab it in your direction, Raz. Hits for 8 damage here. And after this jabs into you, you're kind of surprised to see he lets out this kind of strange sounding yell, and he almost kind of like shouts up into the sky with this, and as he kind of brings himself back from this, Braz, you can see his eyes are almost a little red, which seems concerning. Which brings us to you, Braz.
Okay. Is this thing in front of me a lot taller than me?
I mean, it's an average human size, so it's like twice
yeah.
as tall as you. Yeah.
Right, that only matters because I'm gonna aim. I will attack the kneecaps. My club.
Going for the kneecaps. All right. Oof. Oof. Goddamn.
That's right, gonna get these bad rolls out of the way.
Oh, man, that was an oof of a start with the club at the kneecaps here.
Hit him in the head, and I'm a little dazed.
You are a little dazed from the trident smack. Got you pretty good there. Unfortunately, all misses at our boy here. Grotus. Things look a little spicy for you up in here.
Yeah. So I leave this in your hands, but I would assume that, I mean, even though I didn't say it, but Grotus kicked in the door and just declared random gibberish about, like, if you're into this, you better say so, because I'm about to fuck up this thing.
Right.
He's in stumbling stance, which means the guy who hit him, number 4, would be flat-footed against his next attack.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, so then he's gonna stumbling stance, strike against that enemy.
Okay.
Put the flat-footed thing on it, and he's also got that precision damage if it lands, and it didn't. I'm gonna hero point that. We got hero points, right?
Yeah, you guys all should have some hero points. I think you have like 2. Actually, no, maybe 3.
Now I have 1.
Maybe,
Spending 1.
actually, I think you might have 3 actually, because I think you had 2 at the end because of all the rat battle shenanigans, and you would have gotten 1 automatically at the beginning of the session. So I think you all have 3 right now.
Nice. Okay, so I'll bring my total back up to 2.
Nice.
And I'll keep that hit, and I'll roll that damage, and I'll put the +1 for the precision damage.
All right, pippity pow. Nice. Roll with the 6 on that.
Second attack, and actually for my second action, I'm going to make this a flurry of blows.
Nice.
So
nice.
if it lands, he's got to roll that Constitution save, and or else be stunned.
Sick. All right.
Okay, no successful there, but still gonna try that third attack.
All
That's
right.
for the 40.
Yep. Ooh,
Okay. Neato.
What is
That was
happening?
critical miss party going on here tonight. Jeez Louise.
that was 2 actions, so I still have one more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take a guarded step back here.
Back towards the door. Okay. All right. So you're gonna step away from this guy with the shield and the trident. Gonna bring yourself back to this other guy with the trident here against the door, with your arms up here, ready to try to prevent anything coming your way. Number 9 here. He reaches down to Mayor Aber here on the floor and kind of grabs him by the back of like his shirt collar and begins kind of dragging him to the north towards another door here. Miles.
Be right back. Food.
You got it.
I think she's probably going to attack the one in the doorway because that's the best line of sight she has.
Okay. Be number 6 is the one you're wanting.
There we go. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna do acid splash on him.
Okay.
God damn it.
God damn. Whew. All right. Well, you still got some more actions.
Yeah. I guess I'll take out my bladed hoop.
Okay. Holy moly.
One more
Okay, I'm
time.
inclined to blame Fantasy Grounds now.
Holy mo! How?
I have no idea.
Jesus Christ. This is not
I'll end my
agreeing.
turn.
This is not agreeing with you guys tonight. Holy
I
moly.
guess if everyone in our party dies, we blame Fantasy Grounds.
Well, that was a quick campaign.
Well.
Well, I guess the mystery will never be solved.
Thanks for playing, folks.
Yep. All right. So, the guy with the shield, he kind of moves up around here with his compatriot. Shield still up, and tries to jab. Or not jab, actually. He tries to throw his trident through the door at Maz.
That seems very rude.
Yeah, I know.
How come they're not getting critical misses?
Oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well,
Rip.
so that goes through the door, striking Maz, taking them down, and Maz falls to the ground unconscious from that. And at this, this other, or this guy, he kind of lets out another one of these kind of weird screams as well, similar to his compatriot here. All right. The other one in the door here tries to swing at Braz again. Misses. Still misses. There, the misses are finally happening. Jeez. Well, there's a critical miss on their end, at least, so we know they can get them. The other one with Mayor Aber continues dragging him. Grotus, since you're the only one kind of in the room from this angle, he opens his door to the north and kind of drags the mayor that way and closes the door behind him. Grotus.
Grotus is just kind of singing a song about a free bird to himself and getting right to the solo as he just barrels down in the sky with both fists.
Okay. Hey, nice.
Oh, yeah. So that's a flurry of blows. He's got to make the DC thing.
Oh, right.
He's stunned. Here it is. Stunning fist.
That's right. And what was the DC on that? It was a con, right?
Must make a fortitude save against your DC or be stunned.
Okay.
That's probably better than my DC.
Yeah, it's a 20 that he rolled. Okay, so not stunned, but you did.
But still got several more punches coming.
Yep, blast him. Oof. Ooh.
Bummer.
God damn. All right. Maz. I'm trying to remember how death works in Pathfinder. Is it?
So she's down and she's dying 1.
Dying 1, yeah.
So she has to roll a flat d20.
Right.
It's 10 plus the dying condition to end up like stabilizing.
Right. Okay. All right. So roll me a d20, Maz.
Okay.
So that would put her at dying 2.
Yeah.
And the dying 4 is the no-no zone.
Is the no-no zone. Right. Okay. That's where we're at for now. Okay, Braz.
It's okay, I'll start thinking of my next character.
So, seeing her sister go down,
Mhm.
Braz lets out this primal growl and goes to town as a fool in front of her.
Okay. Give me a hold on, let me see. One second.
How is the hit on them so high?
Good question. You're a little spicy. Spicy boys at the front of this hermitage here. I'm gonna say that you know, because since Maz is your sister, this kind of like that you're doing here, Braz. We'll say that gives you a +1 kind of circumstance bonus on this, just for the sake of your sister here. And let me double check something. Where is it? Which, with that roll, actually, would have hit. So I'm going to let you go ahead and roll damage on that one. Because I think, given the circumstances and Maz being your sister, that makes sense.
And is it a +1 for my next 2 attacks too?
Yeah. Woo! What a time to get a crit. Nice.
There you
All right. Getting a crit there. Seeing your sister go down, that's filled Braz with something. And she is wailing at those kneecaps. Those are battered and bruised and busted, as well as everything else attached to the kneecaps. And this guy in front of you in the door goes down to the ground.
Cool. And I'll use my last move to move in here.
Okay. Honker. Maz is on the ground next to you here.
Honker will look down and he'll be like, wiggle, 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 wiggle. As he's like holding his finger out and like wiggle, 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 wiggle. And he pokes one of the trident holes.
Okay.
He will cast Spirit Link
Okay.
on Maz.
Okay.
So because we're in combat, so right now okay, so put that no fast heal for me. And then that'll heal Moss for 2.
Alright.
And damage me for 2.
Okay.
And then I will yeah, that's good for now. I'll kind of move forward with my sling in hand.
Okay. Maz, you kind of come to on the ground with a gasp, kind of spitting up blood. And, you know, Honker kind of wiggling his fingers strangely in your direction. And of course, the last guy's at the top of the order. Oh, boy. All right. So, this remaining Hermitage-adorned dude turns to you, Braz, and tries to stab at you. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Oh, that's bad. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Do I have a sign on my front lawn that says "Dead Goblins Here, please"?
Oh, boy. Okay.
Apparently.
So this, yes, Maz, as you're kind of sputtering on the ground, getting back up from Honker, you see Braz go down through the door to this guy, giving her a good wallop here, and he kind of brings his shield back up, you know, seeing you down, and you know, assuming that Maz is down, he begins to kind of back up in this direction with the shield raised here. Braz, give me a d20 roll. Oof.
Oh.
Son of a bitch!
The dice are not our friends tonight. Holy shit.
Use one of them hero points.
That's true. Yeah, you guys have these
hero
hero
point
points.
it.
You can hero point anything.
If there was ever a thing to
Hero
know,
point that shit.
Okay.
Well, it's not much better.
Still something better than a 1. I think if I remember, it doesn't like a 1 go up like 2 steps instead of 1 or something. I don't remember if that's how that works.
I'm not sure.
Because I feel like
Oh,
on like a if you got like a
Yeah, no, it would just increase by 2. Like
you go
yeah,
like
so
from dying
she'd
1 to
die-
3. Okay.
Like, and another thing to note, right, is so now Moz, even though Moz is alive, Moz is wounded 1.
She's wounded. Yeah, I remember there's the wounded thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So Maz, you're up barely. Maz is down there. There's this guy.
Technically, I'm still on the ground.
Yeah, you're still on the ground. Like you're awake, barely. You see Braz go down. You see this guy who took her out, kind of moving towards the back here. What are you doing?
Um. I mean, I think she would try and get up,
Okay.
so that would probably be 1 action, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Getting up from prone. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then she would move next to Braz,
Mm-hmm.
and then since everything hurts and she might be dying, she's gonna cast Acid Splash on him.
Okay.
Avenge me, sister.
It hits.
Okay, and he also gets some splash damage.
Yes.
Yeah, he gets 1 splash damage because it succeeded.
Yeah.
I think the persistent is only if I crit.
Let me take a look real quick because I feel like that. Let me check. I feel like that does that. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on critical success.
On critical success,
It
the
takes-
target
takes
takes
a persistent.
persistent, but
Right.
he gets a splash just because I actually hit him.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Honker.
Honker will. He will like kind of sadly say, "I'm Honker," and then like weakly he'll be like, "Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle." He'll dispel the one on Mott's and use his last spell slot to do the same thing with Braz.
Okay. All right. Braz, you come to on the ground, both you and your sister looking a bit on the worse for wear side.
Yeah, but I killed a man by beating his kneecaps in.
I mean,
so-
fair. You got that win going for you. Anything else, Honker?
Yeah, I move way back.
Okay. Grotus. Everybody's having a great
Honker,
time here in this
warrior
room.
with a sense of self-preservation.
the human warrior's trying to run away like a little fucker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chuck my fucking darts at him.
All right.
Get him in the eyeball.
You get him in the eyeball. Roll the damage. It's enough.
Fuck.
The
Woo!
dart goes real deep in that eyeball.
Ooh, god damn.
Got some brain in there. Well,
Oof.
That cat better be carrying like a butt ton of healing serums right now.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys are out of combat here in this kind of blood-stained carved hallway in this here. Mayor Aber has been taken. There seems to be some shit going on here. And boy, do you guys maybe need to prepare yourselves a little bit.
Maz is just gonna lay down for a second. Just for a little nap.
Don't fall asleep yet.
scare us, guys.
Yep, just gonna rest my eyes. Don't worry.
Anybody get me a bar and Gatorade?
All right. So, given the state, everyone's up at least, even if rough. How are you all feeling here? What's the consensus?
Like shit.
I mean,
We should regroup elsewhere. Tactical retreat.
tactical
Maz
retreat.
was ready to meet the Great Ronka.
Grotus wants to look his best when he finally fucks death and gets fucked by death. This is not the ideal depression.
I mean, I guess Maz, if you were going down, you are in a big rock right now, so that's cool, I guess.
Perfect.
Nice. All right.
Not dying today, sister. Not today.
Not today. All right, tactical retreat. All right, so you guys kind of drag yourselves out of this hermitage. There's definitely some fucky business going on here. It seems not a good time. And as you kind of get back outside, the sun kind of hurts your eyes a little bit. Or it might also be just kind of the blood running into your eyes. You're not quite sure. Maybe a mix of both. It's a lot to deal with right now. And you kind of all collect yourselves and try to kind of slowly make your way back to rest up and kind of reassess at the big top. And
Grotus can piggyback 2 goblins, right?
You can drag 2 goblins on there.
yeah, Jesus.
So, as we're walking
Mm-hmm.
along, I'm Honker will say, "Hey, Gotus, what do your hairline and the party have in common?
We're at like 3/5.
We didn't plan on retreating, but nature's taking its course anyway."
Oh, jeez. All right. So let's go ahead and take our little 10-minute break here. Do whatever you got to do. Get a drink, take a piss on a mechanical carny, perhaps. If you happen to have one in your vicinity, just beware of the ricochet. So we'll be back at basically 9 or 10 if you're on the East Coast for some reason. So see you back here in a bit. Have a good little break.
I'm probably gonna have
Yeah, since you got it. was, whew, that was not going our way at all. But, you kind of slowly drag yourselves back to Aberton, to the big top. And as you guys are kind of making your way into the camp, some of your fellow, circus folk, see you coming in looking like death. Some of you, some of you literally, some of you pretty close. And then there's Honker, who still looks mostly like himself, just with kind of some strange little wooden wounds here and there. But eventually you see the Kanbali family, like they are been working on some stuff with themselves and their wagon. They've been doing some like practicing up in the big top, and they come out as you guys are going past, and immediately they run up to you and are wondering what's wrong. They run up and they're like, "My goodness, are you all okay? Were you attacked? What happened?"
I'm a honker.
He's still Honker, but the rest of us are barely the rest of us. Them hermits down at the Hermitage. Ooh, they gotta go. Or we should all just pack the fuck up and leave this town. This place is fucked.
Oh, well, please come. Let's get you laid down, bandage these wounds. Get some food, get some water into you. Come along, and immediately they all kind of help. They get under your shoulders here and kind of help lift all of you up, giving you a bit of getting a little bit of the weight off you, and kind of direct you towards your own tents and lodgings here in the circus camp. And so them and some of the other circus members as well, like the professor seems to know a little bit about medicine and comes around to try to tend to your wounds here. And as he's working on getting things bandaged and getting some poultices in and things like that, he's kind of asking a bit more about what's happened here. And he's like, did you hear from the mayor at all? Was he able to find anything?
He found an ass whooping. They dragged him away before we could get him, and we didn't have the blood left to chase him.
So they took the mayor as well. And you don't happen to have seen Harlock, the leader of the Hermitage, at all?
Nah. Barely got through the front door.
My goodness. Well, we'll certainly want to tell the people of Aberton about this. I'm sure they'd like to know there's some dangerous business going on up that way, so we don't have any other passerby heading there to worship or do anything else. Walking into some harmful territory, it sounds like.
Yeah, change plans. Reverse ship. Reverse course. Go somewhere else. Fuck it. That place is fun. This whole place is fun. We should probably all just leave.
I wish it were so easy, but with the time it takes to get set up and get things going, usually we want to stay in one place as long as we can. Get a few good shows in, get some good some build up before we can move on somewhere else. It's not so easy, managing the entire circus and quickly moving around on a whim like this, and especially with Aberton in need of help. I mean, we've been in need of help ourselves, and managed to break off and do this circus on our own. And well, I feel a bit bad just leaving them to the dust and whatever other business is going on out here.
Man, we're the circus people. We are the dust. We blow on the wind. It's the whole fucking point. Alright.
Well, at least we can
I'm not going to convince them.
Well, at least we can bring them a bit of joy in the interim, I would hope. I mean, hard times for everyone around here, it seems, but if we can provide some entertainment, and well, if there's any problems we can try to solve, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Would you now, please? Please.
Well, in the meantime, can you provide me with some orange slices? I am hurting here.
Yes, of course. And he kind of goes back to his tending to y'all's wounds here. Oops. Where the hell did they move the rest button? That's not it. Initiative. Oh, rest. Here it is.
I forget, what is that for us?
Wait, that's not right.
It's done what it's gonna do to us already.
Oh, right. That works different. That's right.
Oh boy, a whole 2 hit points.
So
Yep.
yeah. So what's the long rest mechanics in this one? I know there's like some other stuff you can do aside from what we do in like little rests, but I know it's not quite as like reset
so
button as 5e is.
yeah, you gotta you could do like what you can with medicine checks, or you could, you know, get healing potions and stuff. There may be other ways. I mean, I can do spell slots, you
Yeah.
know, and focus things.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. This would probably be helpful as well. So with the business in the barn and handling stuff in the street, and then this first little foray into the hermitage, we are supposed to be 3 now.
Oh, I could actually do a bunch of healing here. Now that I look at it.
Okay.
Okay, so it would take like a bunch. It would take a series of long rests, because like I have 2 spell slots in my composition pool. And that's the one that lets me do it's like a 1d10 or something heal. And then I can do a 10-minute rest and tell dad jokes, and then I get 1 focus point back.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I could, in theory, heal the group up by spending probably an hour or 2 doing that.
Doing that and telling dad jokes. Yeah. Cool. That sounds fine. Fire away. And in the meantime, I'll make sure we get this put on Miles as well. In the meantime, if you guys want to start slapping on a 3rd level and whatever interesting things that entails, we can get that squared away, because boy does it seem like you're gonna need it.
You guys want to just like make your wounds 0 so I don't have to heal you a bunch manually?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
From this end.
I can do it, but like I'm just not gonna. I'm lazy,
That's
I'm gonna
fine.
level out those.
That's fine.
Don't forget, guys, gals, non-binary pals, to level up in Pathfinder, you go to the main tab on your character sheet, and right underneath the little picture of you in the top right-hand corner, click the tracker button. And then in that little top section of the window, on number 3 where it has your class, you can click add a level, and it'll add a level for you.
And then it should tell you what things you need to add.
Yep.
So you should all have some more feats and another skill increase that you can apply towards one of your skills. Medicine might be a good one to take across the board. Just saying.
I was gonna go for expert in deception, but I think the medicine's probably more necessary.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep the story going.
Yeah, especially in Pathfinder, it's a little more spicy on the healing yourself up route. So, having people being able to bandage each other up a little bit makes a bad fight not a wiped out for a week fight.
Ooh, I get signature spells now.
Ooh, what does that mean?
So it's a fun little Pathfinder deal.
Okay.
So it's kind of different than really any 5e mechanic,
Okay.
and that's why I kind of like it. So I'm a bard, level 3. I'm actually like a multi-classed within the bard class, if you don't know.
Interesting.
Where I have 2 different muses, which is how I just am so terrible at clowning. But now I get second level spells, and then signature spells, some other things. So signature spells. Experience allows you to cast some spells more flexibly. For each spell level you have access to, so level 1 and 2, choose one spell of that level to be a signature spell. You don't need to learn heightened versions of that spell separately, and I'll come back to that in a moment.
Okay.
You can heighten these spells freely. If you've learned a signature spell at a higher level than its minimum, you can also cast its lower level versions, and then you can swap them out easily without like having to do it during re-leveling and things like that.
Okay.
Heightening is how you, like in how comparable in 5e when you take a level 1 spell and cast it at level 3.
Yeah.
So for most classes in Pathfinder, in order to heighten a spell, you actually have to learn that spell at that level. You have to use, if you learn 2 new spells at each level up,
Yeah.
and you want to do, if I want to do my Spirit Link even harder, to level 2, I have to burn one of my new spells on a level 2 Spirit Link.
Oh, okay. I see how that works. Okay.
And so that in it, what that does is if you do that, it presents another gold sink and or sometimes RP opportunity, because then in theory you may end up seeking out retrainers and paying them a little bit to like drop a level 1 Spirit Link, because now you know it at level 2, 4, and 5. You don't need a level 1. Replace that with something else.
Oh, okay. Interesting. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense as a mechanic. I can see how that... Cool. Alright. What kind of interesting stuff are you guys getting at 3, Rose, bro?
Just get a general feat and a skill increase.
Okay. I believe... I feel like you're supposed to get some more...
All right, so real talk, folks, because we're at level 3. Does any of you pals have like anything decent for a wisdom score?
let me check mine.
I have a +1 modifier in wisdom.
Because I have no modifier in wisdom.
I have no modifier as well.
Maz also has no modifier.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Then I'll burn my skill. I really wanted to put it in performance, but I might need to put it in a medicine. No, I'm gonna risk it. Never mind.
So I went to check this here. Regarding the bombs bras, because I was trying to remember how it was when I had mine. On like how many like types you can have. Because I had remembered that, you know, I'd kind of had, you know, like kind of what you had right now. And could never seem to find stuff about like how many I'm supposed to like know or how that works, because they're not like, you know, like spells where you get like more spell things as you go along.
Right.
And
I have a book right here. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
so, I mean, at least from what I am seeing, it sounds like you, like, starting out at level 1, you should have access to 8 common first level formulas. 6 of them can be of any type, while 2 of them have to be of your, like, particular, like, research field or something. At least from what I'm seeing, assuming this is correct.
Oh, each time you gain a level, you can add the formulas for 2 common alcohol items to your formula book.
Okay. Okay, yeah, so you add...
So I guess at this point, I should have...
Cool. Get in. Get in. Get in.
I think when we first started, I think I had 4.
Okay, so you should
Yeah, I
have...
think I should have 8 at this point.
Okay, and currently I only see 2 listed in here, so...
They're all on my inventory. There's only 2 on, like, the actions, because 2 of them, like, actually damage and 2 of them don't.
Oh, right. Okay. Alright, so cool.
So it sounds like I need 4 more.
Sweet. Although I think the...
So I probably won't get those all added tonight. I'll want to read those.
Yeah, that's fine. Buddy. Coco. No. Get down. Sit down, buddy. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get those. Hey, that is not a scratchy. That is not a scratchy post. None of that. Come on. Sheesh. Trouble.
So let me ask you guys. So as of like right now, the only one who really has like any like healing spells or anything of that nature, Honker.
I'm Honker, yep.
Correct.
Okay, because since I was able to now get trained in medicine, now I can get a feat where I can kill people in battle. So I'll go ahead and grab that since we don't have a lot of healing people.
That's a good one. I took that.
Yeah, battle medicine is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So I took an interesting one. I think I'm gonna keep it in my pocket.
Okay. Okay. All right.
There's some fun spells. I haven't picked my feet yet, but there's some interesting spells in the occult class. If I had you can get essentially a familiar fireball at level 2. They have to self-detonate, but yeah, it's weird.
Familiar fireball. Okay.
Yeah, look up Final Sacrifice. It's an interesting spell.
Let's see here. Final sacrifice. Find it to me. Okay. Let's see. Minion. Oh wow! Yeah. Oh, and you can have it like be like a cold fireball. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That does sound fun. Okay. How about you, Grotus? What new fist work?
Trained in medicine now. Took a toughness feat for the extra HP and better death saves.
Nice.
And spiritual strikes, so now my fist can't punch ghosts.
Ooh. All right. Could be useful. All right. Yeah, we'll make sure that Maz gets their stuff in. Let me just make a note of that real quick. Okay.
I'm all leveled up for my alchemist items, which I will do some research into and get added next time.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think we're gonna get into another tussle, at least tonight. But all right, so it sounds like everybody's got that stuff in for the most part. And thanks to Honker and to the help of your other circus compatriots, you guys managed to get back on the mend here. It takes a little bit of work, but things are healing up, and you feel a bit back to your usual selves. But the threat still looms, and of course, by this time, as you guys have healed, go, buddy! You gotta stop trying to jump up here. See, in this time that it's taken for you to heal, of course, rumors have spread around Everton. Both about that you guys went out there, and rumors are spreading that they tried to save the mayor, and there's something bad at the Hermitage that hurt those circus visitors and stuff like that. It's rumors have been kind of flying around town, and there's kind of a wind of agitation in the air. The people of Aberton, they're already kind of on edge, as it were, with the situation, with the economic problems and the environmental problems and all that stuff has been making things a little bit rough around here. And now this whole new layer, this hermitage full of hermits that has been there for ages and ages and ages. Now there's something wrong out there, violence, danger, bloodshed. It seems like things are falling to pieces around here, and there is quite an air of concern around the town. Buddy, stay down there, please. Thank you. Stay down. Yeah. And as you guys have gotten healed up, and you're kind of doing your usual dailies around the big top and a bit around in town, you keep kind of catching these glances from people, and sometimes you get some people that are coming up to you and being like, thank you for trying, but don't we need to get our mayor back? Is our town going to be okay? Are we safe? They're not going to come after us, are we? There's already people missing. There's all this strange stuff going on, and everything seems to be pointing to this hermitage.
It ain't gonna stop, and it's gonna get worse unless you guys harden the fuck up.
Well, Grotus, don't sugarcoat it for him.
Chow down, it's raw truth for breakfast. They're coming for you.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
So, with all of this, going on, and the people missing, and the mayor missing, what? I mean, you have a few factors to consider at this point. The mayor has been taken, but you guys have also been there and taken out some people. So whatever is there is now aware that you exist, or at least someone does, and may be coming back to cause problems for them. So, what sort of approach are you all wanting to take here with this? We can, you got yourselves, of course. If there's people you want to try to bring along with you, or some other plan of attack here, because if they know you're coming, it might not be a unlocked door into the place next time.
So they'll probably have stuff on the outside ready for us. So we're gonna need some kind of distraction, decoy, diversion to make them think that we're coming in one way. And then we're gonna need to be sneaky deaky to find another way in while they're all trying to light up the distraction.
Okay.
Okay, well, the distraction part I may potentially be able to do with some kind of alchemist item.
Okay.
I'll do some research.
Nice.
So we'll circle back to that.
Okay. So I guess in regards to the comment about coming at it from a different angle, there's not a lot of angles to come at on this place. I mean, it's built into the side of a cliff at the edge of the island over the ocean.
That's why we gotta draw them out.
I could go put on a show and they'll come watch me.
Bye.
Or they might just, throw shit at you. That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
I've been practicing, and I think that my show is stunning.
The show is mid. You need to smile bigger. God damn you.
Notice deep calming.
We've done the kickball a million times.
Maybe we can do some recruiting around town and get some of these people to help us. I mean, it's their town we're trying to protect here.
All right. So, I mean, at least in terms of places, I mean, there are some people you do know at this point. I mean, there's that family that you guys rescued that ran the mill. I mean, there's some other notable areas of town. The church at the center. Pretty much those kind of main places that the mayor originally told you about might be worth taking a look at. I mean, heck, you kind of made friends with the punchy fucks down at the bar. So that might be something. And if they're into a little more roughhousing than just general shenanigans.
And I could put on a show for them.
You could?
And then they would be filled with wonder, and they would come help us.
There you go.
That's a great idea, Hunker.
I agree.
Is there any kind of armory in this town? Like, do they have any, cache weapons, or are they just, simple, peaceful folk?
I mean, they do have a blacksmith and stuff, but nothing really too fancy in the way of arrays of weapons of war and armors and whatnot. Like they, like I said, they're pretty simple. It's a little country town. They got what they need to defend themselves against the wilds. Some swords and spears and things and whatnot, and some simple armors, but nothing too bonkers and nothing stocked up in terms of an armory of sorts.
I mean, I'm into recruiting the muggers.
Yeah, I think why don't we go ahead and start with recruitment?
Okay. All right. We'll give the muggers a go and see if they're into a little more roughhousing than their usual fare. All right, so you guys make your way through town, and you know it's kind of a little quieter in town. You notice, like people, like I said, people are a little scared. They're a little frightened about what's going on, and aren't sure how to feel about this business with the Hermitage. And you're getting kind of worried glances from people as you guys head through. And you make your way down to the what was it called? The Mad Mug. That's right. The Mad Mug. Where was it? There it was. The Mad Mug. Alright, so you guys make your way down here, and it's middle of the day, and it's it's fairly warm one out today, but you guys head inside, and you find some townsfolk in here, a few more than there were last time. Perhaps some more of the townsfolk are looking to drown their worries away with whatever things they can find down here at the pub for whatever small amount of coin they can afford. But among the general townsfolk here, of course, you see kind of at the back of the pub here is Piranha 2 Punch, and a few of the others that you guys had seen last time you were here. They kind of have their table in particular here in the corner, and they see you come in. They say, "Well, you tried, but this might be the end for old Aberton. But hey, at least you're alive, right? At least you're alive."
Hey, you ain't giving up that easy. Who you gonna mug when this place is all rats and snakes?
Well, I mean, there's always another town, right?
Who's gonna harvest the barley you make into the sweet, sweet barley beer? Who's gonna fill the alleyways with piss besides you guys when all this shit's closed down, huh? Who's gonna remember the Mad Mug and the Mad Muggers and all the shit that they did? Nobody. That's who. I say to you.
At this, like, Veronica kind of lets out a laugh. It's like, well, you make a good case there. You make a good case. I mean, it is our home after all. Piss-soaked as it may be. Piss-soaked and dusty. But, damn it, I guess it is worth giving a little bit of a shit.
These assholes brought piss to a shit fight. It's time to teach them what for.
Well, you weren't intending to go out there again. I heard you were all in a sorry sort last time. Lost the mayor.
Last time we came in expecting a face-to-face sit-down talk. But they behaved like animals, so we're going to treat them like animals. Lure them into a big old trap. Get them all cut up until they wish they'd chew their own legs off.
And put on a show.
And put on a big old show to make everyone smile.
Well, I can't really say that's really my expertise, but I'm intrigued. This is certainly a unusual plan of attack. I mean, can't really say we're really that experienced when it comes to these sorts of things. We're more on the petty side of violence, as it were. And they kind of do finger quotes in the air at that and kind of chuckle a little bit.
It's all the same. They're going to be looking one way, and then you come at them from another. So this time you just tap them a little bit harder.
Well, what way exactly are you intending? There aren't a lot of ways to the Hermitage, really.
We're working on a plan that involves distraction. We'll let you know when we have our traction.
I can juggle. And I start juggling.
That may or may not be part of it.
Probably not.
All right. So, I mean, Piranha, you know, she and the other couple of muggers here with her, you know, they all seem, you know, pretty agreeable to their plan. They're not like entirely sure about, you know, a full-on fight to the death sort of thing, but you know, you've managed to inspire them a little bit, you know, with your talk of shit and piss. It hits home. They know these words, they know these feelings, and you know, it kind of strikes a chord with them. Like, you know, damn it, it's Aberton. It's a shit little town. It's our shit little town, and we want it to be full of our shit. Nobody else's. And so they agree to, you know, assist how they can, you know, bring a little more brawn along with your trip up here to the Hermitage. And they say, you know, where, I mean, it sounds like you're still working out this plan of yours, but you know, where should we meet up?
We'll meet up in the tall grass about northeast of town.
All right. You know the place well. Definitely have ran out under the sheriff's nose in those a few times.
Yeah, there might be a broken down punching boxing clown thing, but just, you know, stay like 10 meters from that.
One of your contraptions, is it?
It's some B squad's practice thing, yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's out there, I mean, if it's for the taking, I mean, I'm sure we can take care of the parts of that for you.
All yours, bros. We'll meet you there when time is right. Listen for my call.
Right.
He does the same eagle call that scared the snakes before.
Right. Nice. All right. Cool. So, you know, things are coming together here. So before we do this meetup here, like, we don't have too much more, but we'll get into this since Maz is off sleeping, and we don't want to get into a whole big to-do without them here. Braz, what are you thinking distraction-wise on your side of things?
So I'm hopeful I can find something in one of the new alchemist items that
Okay.
I have obtained that might work. I don't know if that alone will be enough. Depending on what it is, you might have to add some layers.
Okay. Interesting. And in terms of the like approach, at least, so you know we're still kind of figuring out the distraction part of it. But for the approach, you know, we've got the head on, up the path, out of the woods, into the clearing on the cliff here. That's kind of like the main route. Is that still kind of what we're going for here? Are there any other, you know, zany directions you guys are wanting to come from here, or are we just going straight on out of the woods?
I'm motioning that we take an IRL break because I'm for real grossed out and I can't. I'm afraid of making a tactical blunder.
That is fine. I mean, we are pretty close to time anyways, and that is perfectly fine with me.
I'd like to get the whole team.
Yeah, I think I give us all a chance to kind of think of some things.
That's a good idea.
It's all of the combined to come up with the right shenanigan.
That's a good idea. I agree. Okay, let's go with that then. So, let me just check and see if there's anybody else I can throw our people on to.
I also think a lot of the plan will depend on what item I come up with for a distraction.
Also true.
Indeed.
All right. Well, sweet. We will call it there then for today, with our first kind of ass whooping on our ends fight that we ran into this campaign. Whew.
We were riding high off of dunking on those other circus folk.
Yeah, that was the highest high to the lowest lows real fast.
Like the schoolyard stuff, we rule. But when it gets real, we gotta scramble.
Yeah.
We're still a little green.
Still a little green. Still a little green. And we definitely tasted the green in those potatoes today. That's for sure. Alright, well, we will see y'all. I think, wait, fuck, let me see. When is. I think the next one is like Christmas. So we, yeah, so we might. I mean, I don't do anything. I will be around. So if people are around, we want to. We certainly can.
I'll be around.
I don't know what if anybody else is doing shit. So I am open to it, or we can chill until the new year dawns and come back to it then, which would be
Yeah, that's fine with me.
okay. Yeah, let's do that then. We'll take the holiday, have a Christmas or whatever the hell you care about or don't care about. I don't care. Relax, and then I guess it will be January 6th. Yep, January 6th. We will meet.
Such a lovely day.
Yeah, we're not going to meet at the Capitol, and we're not going to do any shenanigans at the Capitol. For the FBI agents watching, we're not going to be there.
Take back everything.
Ah, jeez. All right. See you guys then. Sweet. Think about what you got, and if you have any questions, trying to figure out whatever leveling up stuff you still got to finish out, or if you have any questions about your bombs book room, feel free to just drop it in the Discord and we'll figure it out. Cool.
Right on, guys. Good game.
See yous. All right. Sweet. Somehow there is nobody else that I know on right now, which seems very weird. Usually there is. Yeah, either that or Twitch is broken. It seems weird that there's literally nobody else I usually see on. But whatever. We'll call it good there. And we will pick up with this group in January. But in the meantime, I'm sure I'll be doing some other usual stuff around. It just won't be... It'll be a hot second to more Pathfinder. That's okay. I'll see you guys probably... Well, definitely this weekend for raid stuff. And if I do some other stuff, we'll see you then. So, bye!